What's up? What's up? It's your bestie with the mic, and I am back, guys. Did y'all miss me? Because I definitely missed y'all. But you know how it goes. Life has been lifing in great ways for me. I'm super excited. What I have been doing recently. Y'all know I'm in school, and your girl has been maintaining that 4.0 grade point average abso-fucking-lutely. I'm super excited about this filming. Something I want to do with the second part of my life. I get to retire, hopefully next year, but I get to retire from my W-2, and I pray. Y'all pray with me, okay? Let's matter of fact, let's stop right now. We're going to send a prayer up to the Almighty God himself, because he is making it happen, and without you, all things will never happen. So I just thank you for being in my life, and I thank you for putting your hands on everything I would like to do. I appreciate you. Thank you. Y'all, we got this 3-part sex series that we getting ready to talk about. Yes, we have been doing some research, y'all. When I say that I have been working behind the scenes, I have been working behind the scenes. Got a new podcast name. Let's Talk with Destiny Shanae. Yeah, we're working on the podcast name, guys. But my new YouTube channel is hosted by Destiny Shanae. That's right. It's your favorite bestie with the mic. Anyway, let's jump into this first series that we're going to talk sex and intimacy. Okay? Because people are out here craving connection and not getting it. So that's why you guys are out here being whores. You men and you women. But I'm sorry, let's go back to you males and you females. But seriously, y'all are wondering, sitting here and wanting to know why. What is it that people cannot say out loud? What is it that people want but are scared to say out loud? 28% of couples are dissatisfied with intimacy. That's crazy, because you're talking about couples. You're not talking about a single person just having sex and not getting satisfied. But we're talking about couples. Y'all, we got to do better as couples. To me, it's so important. Couples having great sex. When couples have great sex, everything else is great. They can deal with what's not great. Right? They know how to communicate. Sex is a gateway for a lot of things. Let's talk about that, sex as a gateway drug, because sex is it. Sex sells, right? You purchase sex. So because you do that, sex is so important. I hate when I hear people say sex is not important. Sex is one of the most important things outside of communication. So, let's talk about something that people feel. Not publicly and not honestly, because sometimes people don't even say this to their partner, which is crazy, right? But we're going to get into it. So, we're going to get a little uncomfortable today. But we need that. We need it. Most people are not fully satisfied in their internal intimate life. Okay? Yes, I said internal intimate life. Get out of your head. Get out of your head. But why do you think people are not satisfied? Studies are showing that nearly 1 in 3 people feel disconnected when it comes to intimacy. And I know you guys are laughing, talking about, oh, that's females, because females are always disconnected. No, and no. Men, you make the disconnection happen. 2 people have sex, and 2 people make that disconnection happen. I believe it's not even because of lack of attraction. It's not because you don't love me. It's really because lack of honesty. I'm just going to say it. It's lack of honesty. When I started having really great sex, that's when I started being honest with myself first. myself. That's the first thing I have to be honest with. I started saying, this is what I want. This is how I want it. And if you don't, I'm not taken in. I'm not compromising myself anymore for horrible sex. People want things, but they're so scared to say it out loud because they think that's going to make people feel differently about you. Well, I'm here to say, guess what? Fuck you. If you can't fuck me the way I want to, then fuck you. With respect, of course. You guys make it so easy. You think everybody is going to have sex great because they look like a certain way, because they have a big booty, because they have a big penis, because they have big titties. You guys think that's what makes sex, and that actually is the problem. Just because you have great features, that fucking doesn't mean you know how to work those features. So let's get real. Half of you don't even know what the fuck you're doing, because half of you think it's just in and out. But okay, we're going to save that for another one. Stop being fucking scared to say what you want, right? The silence. People stay quiet about what they want because they don't want to be judged. We just said that. That is the number one killer for horrible sex. They don't want to feel like they're too much, too needy, too emotional, too different. Fuck you. I am needy. I am emotional. I am way different. Some may call too much. Because let me just say this. When you do it right, it feels so fucking good. It makes your body look so fucking amazing. What are you guys talking about? I don't understand it. I crave great sex all the time. Even quickies need to be great sex. So since you guys don't talk about it and you're scared to get judged, you guys settle. And baby, one thing I know, I am not settling for anything anymore. I have settled for things in my life 100%. No more. I will never settle for bad sex ever again. Especially when you got that one good person that understood your conversation, verbally and nonverbal, and never once made you feel like you were doing the most. Never once made you feel like, like embarrassed. No, we just did it. And it was the most wonderful, beautiful thing in the world. But that's the problem. You guys are accepting it. You guys are accepting what's happening, and you guys are not being fulfilled. That is pretty sad. And I think we need to get out of that. Women and men, I don't give a fuck who you are. Stop not talking about the type of sex you want. If you want to hang from the rafters, build the fucking rafter that you can hang from. Because baby, when I get my house, I'm putting people's sex dungeons to shame. Because this is my sex dungeon. It's in my room. It's in my mind. So why not put it out there? I know you guys are tired of masturbating and having the thoughts in your head of, oh my goodness, this person can do this, I can do this, and oh, if this person had this. You guys are tired of that, because I know you guys, I know I am. I am tired of that, or at least I was. I don't have to do that anymore. So, what do people actually want? Right? Let's get real and talk about that. Because I believe, from my research of talking to people, people do not want just a physical connection. That is not what that is anymore. You can have a physical connection with your next door neighbor. Physical connection is not great sex, okay? Just because we are physically attracted to each other. Just because we are physically connected, I feel that I am physically connected with quite a few people at my house, at my job, even on my street. But that means absolutely fucking nothing, right? People want to feel desired. People want to feel chosen. They want to feel safe enough to be open and understood. That is what makes up great intimacy and great sex. When I can say, oh, you know what I had a thought in my mind about today? And you tell them and they say, girl, that's crazy, but let's try it. But we can't do that, but let's try it anyway. That's what I want to hear, okay, from my partner. My partner gives me the looks. And when he gives me the looks, when I look at him back, then he goes, okay. My partner's very quiet and he's very open and he's very honest and he's very free. He knows his limits, but he also knows that there is no such thing as limits. So, yeah. And here's the part nobody talks about. Sometimes we don't want more. We just want different, okay? We just want fucking different. Missionary is a no in my household. That is absolutely the dumbest position in the world. But okay, I digress. But people want different, okay? So the disconnect. Right now, what's happening in your relationship? People love each other, but they're not fully connected. Stress at work, stress in your life, all that gets in the way. You have a family, you have kids, you work outside the home, you work inside the home, you're building a business, you're building an empire. Over 50% of couples say exhaustion is one of the biggest reasons intimacy drops. And I believe that. I totally believe that because I am exhausted. How about 38% say sex has declined in the past year? Just in the past year alone. So every year you're married or booed up, 38% of your sex life goes away every single fucking year. That's scary. And to somebody like me that thrives on that sexual connection, that is very scary. That is sad. So it's not always about the desire. Sometimes it's about energy, right? How do I combat energy? Me and my king have two totally different schedules, okay? I go to work butt crack in the morning. I go to work when everybody is still asleep. I go to work when it's all dark outside, okay? I make it to work still in the dark. My first 2 hours of work is still in the dark. That's not the case for him. So he gets to stay up a lot later. Plus, of course, being an artist, being in a studio, running a studio, also running a couple of other businesses. He's been in the Cliff Club a lot lately. So he's in the Cliff Club till 2-3 o'clock in the morning with all the different artists. If y'all didn't know, the Cliff Club has been bringing in a bunch of artists and they've been doing the damn thing. I can't wait to go this Friday. I wonder who's going to be there. I miss Skater Man. I miss so many other people. But anyway, needless to say. So he has learned to adjust. I am a morning sex girl. I love morning sex. So it gives me energy throughout the day. So if you guys need to adjust, that's an idea. Morning sex. Right before you get up. Right before the chaos happens. Right? Try it. Try it sometimes. Let's talk about the hard truth. The truth most people avoid. If you can't communicate what you want, you cannot expect to receive it. Come on now, guys. If you cannot open your mouth to communicate to your spouse, the one you said I do, the one you said forever, the one you said you're going to cherish through sickness and health, the one that you said, I want you for the rest of my life. If you can't tell them what kind of sex you want to have, why did you marry them? Why did you entrust your life to them? Why did you create little people with them? Why are you sharing your bank accounts with them? You can't even talk to them about sex. Right? Communication plus emotional connection matters as much as sex does. The communication's not there, that emotional connection's not there. No wonder you guys are having bad sex. Do you know that weekly intimacy is strongly linked to higher satisfaction? Weekly intimacy is strongly linked to higher satisfaction. That I don't even practice. I don't practice that because I don't live with my kink. So that's a little bit different. Okay. Yes, I know you guys are saying you guys have the weekend. You're right. But sometimes, like I said, when you're building businesses and when you're doing things, and me being in school 24/7, full-time school, full-time W-2, and him being full-time W-2, and it's a lot. It is a lot. I would love to practice weekly intimacy. But one thing I say to him and one thing I say to myself that I have to keep reminding myself over and over and over again. We don't live together. And we're just 4 or 5 years into our relationship. Next year, our life will be totally different when it comes to the intimacy because it can happen every day. He just does not know what he's gotten himself into. But y'all don't tell him, okay? Don't tell him because he thinks he's a man and he can handle anything I say or anything I want. Y'all, I've already screwed this man's head up a couple of times. but that's another story that's another story. We're definitely going to get into those stories, but he has to be here for those stories because y'all, his reactions to some of these things, it's amazing. I told him, I said, just wait until we move in together. You're going to always be on wax. We're bringing back, I'm not even going to tell you, but anyway, you'll see. It's super exciting. Yes, I've already planned to torture him when he moves in. And it's a good torture. It's not a bad torture. It's a good torture, but whatever. So if you can't communicate what you want, then don't expect to get it. Your partner can't fix what you never expressed. How about that? Your partner cannot fix what you have never fucking expressed. So fucking express that you want to get turned upside down on a weekly basis. Because 25% of couples, y'all are having sex once a month or less. And that, I know, let me tell you something. And I am not a believer of this, but that's why y'all getting cheated on. Because you guys, you females, let me talk to the females real quick, okay? Right before I leave, I want to talk to you females real quick. Y'all know that saying, what you won't do another female will, right? Stop it. Stop thinking that you got the prize and you are the prize and you're done. Stop thinking that, because you have females like me that I don't give 2 shits about your man. But when your man is around my man, and y'all know men talk more than females, they telling him stuff. He's seeing that. So when he goes around and when you guys are going to events and shit like that, or you're going back and you're telling, guess what such and such did on her way home? She sucked her husband's dick for a whole 2-hour trip. That's all she said she did. Y'all ladies are going back telling y'all's men this, and y'all's men are thinking, and they may say it physically to y'all. Oh, wow, that's crazy. That's enough. That dude is lying. He's lying. He's thinking about Sally and how lucky Rick is that he has Sally. Also, you men, start speaking up. Start speaking up. Start asking for what y'all want. I do believe in that. You should be a freak or a whore for your man. We also think your man should be a freak or a whore for you. So, But ladies, get with the program. Sex is an amazing thing, and you do it right, it makes your body feel amazing. So all you ladies out there that have a stomach or trying to lose some weight, sex is a wonderful thing to add to your workout regimen. Boy. And plus, all you ladies out there trying to get a bigger booty, let me just say, yes, baby, it works. So make sure you do it. Y'all, that is it for this first part. Thank y'all for tuning in. But before I go, I'm going to ask you a question. When was the last time you were completely honest about what you want? Make sure you guys tune in for the next episode because we're definitely talking about something deeper. We're going to talk about probably why physical connection alone isn't enough, right? Why physical connection alone is not enough. Make sure you click like and subscribe and come back for part 2 because part 2, man, you don't want to miss, and you damn sure don't want to miss part 3. So make sure y'all tune in for the next episode when we talk about something deeper. Physical connection alone is not enough, and you guys know that. Because what happens when physical connection actually leaves, right? What happens when you grow a little tummy? What happens when you gain a little weight? What happens when you lose some weight? Because you guys do know that even when you lose weight, some of your goodness might lose with you. When you grow in size as far as your body, sometimes it takes away from your goodness, men. So what are you going to do when physical connection isn't enough? Make sure you guys come back for part 2. Thanks for listening.